Okay, I want you to do something for me. Take a moment and think back to a time where somebody extended grace to you. Kind of like when I rolled into that guy's truck and he never called me or my insurance to pay for it. But do this. Try to remember the most extreme example, maybe a time where you received something so undeserved and unexpected that you weren't even sure you could accept it. Have you ever been embarrassed by the weight of or the significance of a gift or favor you were given? If so, you can probably remember exactly how you felt. And if not, I'm sure you can imagine how that would have felt. Now imagine that if the person who bailed you out or forgave a loan or gave you an unexpected gift, imagine if they said, "I don't want anything in return. This is a no strings attached gift. But if you feel the need to thank me, just pay it forward. Do for someone else, to whatever degree you can, what I've done for you." Chances are you'd keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled for an opportunity to do just that. With that in mind, let's read how Jesus instructed his closest followers to live. In John 13:34, Jesus said, "As I have loved you, so you must love one another." This is the basis. This is the motivation, the reason behind all of the New Testament thou shalt and thou shalt not statements and rules. We're to behave certain ways out of the overflow of our gratitude for how God, through Christ, behaved towards us. We don't obey to gain anything. We obey because of all that we have already gained and received. For Jesus' followers, obedience isn't a bargaining chip. It's a voluntary response of our gratitude for what has already been given to us. Paul echoes the same idea when he writes, "Get rid of all bitterness, rage and anger, brawling and slander, along with every form of malice. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you." These instructions or rules aren't presented as a means to an end. Paul never said be kind and compassionate so that God will be kind and compassionate back. Paul commanded these Christians to embrace these virtues because God had already exhibited those very same things toward them. What comes next is even more extraordinary. Follow God's example, therefore, as dearly loved children, and walk in the way of love, just as Christ loved us and gave himself up for us as a fragrant offering and sacrifice to God. Do you see that? No bargaining, no begging. We're to do for others what God in Christ has already done for us. 100% of the to-dos of the Christian faith related to the Christian faith are a response to what God has already done for you. As the Apostle John put it, we love because Jesus first loved us. So here's your questions for discussion. What has characterized your experience with Christianity? In other words, has your exposure to Christianity revolved around measuring performance in some way? Also, how would your life change if you viewed obedience to God's rules as opportunities to express gratitude?